Prince Ayo here, co-host of N.Cast. It's actually a N.Cast Plus episode called King Mindset. Had it on my mind, I wanted to record it. Uh, by all means, ignore the do-rag. It is really late. It's like almost midnight. So, yeah, wear the do-rag. Um, so, King Mindset. What is that supposed to mean? Like, King Mindset. I came up with this idea topic because I'm not gonna lie, social media kind of influenced it, but it's been going on for a couple of years now. Like a lot of people getting in relationships are like, I want to treat her like a queen, or I want to treat him like a king, but he needs to be deserving of, he needs to be worthy of king qualities, or queen qualities, and I just feel like those two words, king, queen, and I'm going to talk. My first name's Prince. It's so superficial. Like the status, in my opinion, it's not about the status. It's more so about like how you carry yourself and how you handle certain situations. That's what makes you like a king or a queen, because you have qualities and characteristics of a leader. You know, uh, it's just, and on top of that, like kings and queens, like back in like 16th century, 1900s, stuff like, I don't know about 1900, maybe like 1700s. So it's pretty old fashioned to even like use those type of words. I know there's the Queen of England and Prince in England and all that stuff, but you don't really hear much nowadays unless like about relationships, honestly. Uh, but like glorifying it, I feel like it's such a superficial way of like understanding what it means to be a king, or like what it means to be a queen. Cause I always found like it has like a deeper meaning behind it, like the actions of a king. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like kings make mistakes too. They make wrong decisions. They made wrong decisions. You can read about it, you know? So nobody's perfect. I feel like the way kings and queens are used is like perfection to that person and how they're using it, if they use kings or queens. But yeah, it's about the actions. If you carry yourself like a king, you respect your mind, you go through hard times like a king. Doesn't mean that you like bury your emotions when you go through the hard times. You actually like address them. You know, I'm learning that now. Like, especially being a man in society, being told to suppress my emotions and stuff like that. Like, man up. Like, nah. Being a man is understanding that you do have emotions and you have to address them. Otherwise, it's gonna explode one day, and you don't know what's going on with your body because your body's trying to release all that tension. You know, and that goes into like growing and understanding life. You know, you grow physically, yeah, you're gonna grow as you age. Mentally, if you read more and want to be curious about more knowledge, sure. But emotionally, for women, I can't really speak for, but like for men, like emotionally, is especially if you're heterosexual man, it's a lot more pressure to suppress your emotions, you know, be the provider. It's a stigma. And I think that should be addressed more. Problem is, seen as soft, you know. I mean, you want to see my credentials to see if I'm soft? Like, I don't even brag about what I do or anything like that, because that doesn't define me as a man. You know what I mean? Like the sports or how much I lift or who I can. It's how I carry myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I have my values, morals, some type of integrity. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what makes a king. Like, that's what makes you a king. The fact that you can know yourself. Know that you have principles in your lives and values. I mean, I know my name's Prince, but I don't. Me and my dad didn't get along, so I never really was taught how to be a man. I had to learn a lot on my own, or peer pressure. And peer pressure is the stigma, like, man up. I'm not talking about like you need to cry sometimes, like you need to be more in touch with your feelings. I'm just saying you need to address them. You need to feel all those emotions. And I'm not trying to like come in like real intentional and real aggressive. It's just a lot of men just don't want to address it because it makes them feel soft, including me. But you're not soft. You plan on having kids one day? You may have a daughter. Or if you're watching this and you do have a daughter, you have to be in touch with your soft side. Because your daughter's going to look up to you. And then you're going to give her an idea of what men are supposed to be like. Your daughter should be looking at you as a king, all right? Not because of the status, but how you carry yourself. Just knowing yourself, it's a process. It may not be every day you're going to learn something new, but you're going to learn something new throughout life all the time. And how you can handle those situations all depends on your mindset. And that's key. It's your mindset. Now, all the external factors like social peer pressure, economic peer pressure, you name it. And I can't think of it off the top of my head, but you name it. Like, those are all external factors. I'm talking about internal, especially if you're a man. I can't really speak for women like that right now. I can't speak for women in general. Like, I can speak as a man. Most leaders try to understand people and help them, encourage them. Most leaders. And they're empathetic because they understand how hard the struggle is, and they do want to see you win because you're taking that attempt to challenge yourself, be a better version of yourself. That's what leaders want to see. That's what a king wants to see. There's many kings out here and queens. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to get this episode out there. It was on my mind. The past couple of weeks been interesting. I keep moving forward. You have to. You gotta keep moving forward. Don't uphold the superficial status of kings and queens, how social media portrays it. It's much deeper than that. It's all up here. I wish I used it more when I was younger, but I lived long enough to know it now and be self-aware. Take this episode for what it is. I'm just speaking my mind. That's all I got. Till next time.
drop